When people come from, different backgrounds, different areas, and meet within a political context, their ambitions are different. Their levels of commitment are different. What they wish to see happening may also be different. And Africa Mayibuye movement started on a gear that is unlike any other organization in South Africa. We started with a consultation process that visited all the 9 provinces. It's possible that after that entire exhaustive roadshow, some of the people who came with all the enthusiasm that made us believe they could be trusted leaders all the way, it's very possible that they may just have discovered that they do not have enough gasoline in their political tanks to go all the way. And it is regrettable, but I respect someone that, hands in a resignation and say, I am unable to, I'm glad I could come this far, but I cannot go all the way.
I'm very disappointed in his leadership. I really had high regard. His leadership skills are around gossip, and I think he's a coward. He can't face women. I mean, he could have called me and sat down with me to have a one-on-one and spoke to me like when he asked me to come and start a party. But when I wanted one-on-ones with him, he said, no, he can't meet me one-on-ones. When I saw that there's some funny things going on in the organization.
Like what?
They will have meetings without me. They deployed Dr. Nozi, the women movement's president, without me. But I was invited to come to a meeting where she was introduced. And it came as a shock to me that how can they deploy someone without me knowing as the second in charge in the whole organization.
We'll try to reach out to Floyd. We did actually try to reach out to them, but we'll reach out to Floyd to respond to what you've just said about him being a coward and somebody who can't face women. Let's go back to some of the issues that the party is, or that the movement is raising with you. Via News 24, Africa Mayibuye alleges that discussions involved these, and you saw the amount, something like 500 billion. You laugh.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
What do you say to this? This is, for our viewers who don't know what we're talking about, $500 billion US, no doubt, in direct investments to establish black dollar billionaires with Jacob Zuma, and that you lacked authority. So talk to us about that. I mean, you've already given some of your response.
As I said, my meeting with President Jacob Zuma was personal. So we did not, those are pure fabrications. They just want to dent my name, in a way that they will discriminate me as a woman. This is gender-based violence. You don't just write things that you don't have proof of. I want proof. In the letter that I responded to, all the allegations, I asked for proof. The only 2 things in that, in those allegations was the meetings that I had, and I explained myself. And even those 2 meetings, I'm the one who reported to the organization out of transparency, because Mayibuye is surrounded by gossip. Everything is about gossip. So I decided to save myself, to say, you know what, let me just explain myself so that should anyone who have met me when I had the meeting, because there were a lot of people in the hotel, maybe they will call Floyd, because Floyd does have people that he talks to in all these organizations, out of gossip still, So I can't be led through gossip, and I can't be charged over gossip. I need proof.
And certainly, again, if we do get an interview with them, we will certainly ask what backs up these claims that they make, or the reasons why they fired you. But it's interesting to me, Nolu Babala, 2 things. One is, it doesn't seem as if Floyd will make way for you. So you're stuck in a paradigm where both of you are going to be there if you want to stay.
Africa Mayibuye is said to be the people's movement. Why is it around about Floyd? It's supposed to be the people's movement.
Well, you said you joined because of him. You've just said.
I understand, but what he sold to me was this is going to be a people's movement, not a Floyd's political party. So I joined knowing that I'm going to be in a movement because I'm an activist.
But why would you want to be around people that you have just described as openly misogynistic? To quote you, I mean, these are not my words.
Yes.
I'm just putting back what you said.
I'm one of the founders. I'm a founding member of Africa Mayibuye movement.
Yeah.
I can't just be removed like that. I can serve in other political party like MK Party, because even me joining MK Party was because I knew that MK Party is the only hope for the country. We can see that the ANC-led government failed dismally. And the only hope for South Africa to regain its power back is through a MK Party. I mean, we can see that there's a high unemployment rate, there is inequality, there's poverty, and the ANC government is doing nothing in this GNU. Do you understand?
Talking about GNU, though, it's interesting because I want to talk about the GPU. We had some news, which was the story I shared before you sat in the chair, of the NFP withdrawing its support for KZN Premier and IFP deployee. This is Tommy Ntuli. And they're basically saying, listen, we want to shake things up here, and we think that MKP should be in the seat. Do you support that?
Yes, I do. If you look at the principles of Mkondo Wesizwe, the first one that attracted me was Ubuntu. The second one is Pan-Africanism. And the third one is action, it's helping each other, you know, honesty and respect. And we cannot have parties like the ANC and the DA that are so corrupt to be leading the country. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if you look at the work that President Jacob Zuma has done in the country, I mean, when last did they build hospitals? It was during the time of Jacob Zuma. Do you understand? So that's why I was like, you know what, my home is the MK Party.
So, I mean, again, from the outside in, and there have been criticisms of people belonging to two parties and campaigning for two parties, which is, I think, basically, you know, something one would say is novel and pioneered, mostly by former President Jacob Zuma. You sound a lot more enamored with the MKP. I mean, you're in for a battle there by Africa Mayibuye. Will you just let it go? I know that you're a founding member, so you hold very strongly to wanting to be a part of that. But given what you've said and the passion with which you speak about the MKP, why don't you... Would you consider just...
No, I'll never leave Mayibuye. Processes must follow. I mean, we just started the party, and processes are not in place.
Well, what do you say to people who are watching us talking right now, watching the developments over the last 3 months since the inception of Mayibuye, and thinking, I mean, do I really want to be a part of these guys? What would you say to them?
You know, Mayibuye needs to go under MK Party.
Oh.
Yes. I mean... Unity in action, that is one of the principles.
But he just left MK.
He must,
that's why you have this party, the Africa Mayibuye.
Floyd Shivambu needs to grow, or he needs to be born again, or he needs to go and twasa, so that he can be able to humble himself to elders. I mean, you look at the leadership skills of Jacob Zuma, right? He has the same leadership skills as the Sisulus, the OR Tambos. It's just that Floyd wants to do his own thing, and he's failing already by firing a female first deputy president in his political party over gossip. What kind of leadership is that? He just needs to go under the MK Party and get mentored by Jacob Zuma, and that's what.
But he's been there, and he
needs to go back. He was not fired there. They just demoted him to go to parliament and for him to come down because he's too arrogant. He needs to come down a bit so that he can be able to lead people.
I mean, it's quite a serious thing when you invoke the concept of twasa, and my understanding, which is limited, so please correct me, is to basically go back to sort of ancestral practice and be cleansed in a way. Just clarify for me what that process is when you say, what do you have in mind?
No, man, he needs to learn people skills. When you go and twasa, I mean, I twasad as well, and I became a sangoma, and I left, you know. You get humbled, you get to learn who a person is, and you get to understand how to treat other people. Floyd can't treat people. You can't tell me as a deputy president that you cannot have a one-on-one with me.
So he should become a sangoma, Floyd?
No, not a sangoma, but I'm saying he must just go, if he's a Christian, he must get born again to the core, so that he can be able, whatever spirit that is working in him, to come down so that he can be able to lead people.
But Nolu Babala, you're now suggesting that he is possessed, which is quite a serious thing to say.
No, I'm not saying he's possessed. What I'm saying is whatever that is happening in him, not to be able to meet people halfway. Because why can't he have a one-on-one with me? To sit down with me and say, listen, I can see that there's problems here, and how do we sort it out? Not to just listen to gossip and just fire me like that.